Heather from Fork in the Loaf, and today I am going to show you how I did my zucchini pineapple. So I have a lot of zucchini and it's big. It's not small. It's not something you can do a lot with. And so the things that I like to do with this is I will peel it, seed it, shred it, use it for zucchini bread. I've tried a zucchini relish before. I didn't really care for it, but I thought I'd try a different one in hopes that maybe I would like this one because it was the flavor profile itself that I didn't really care for. I am still in the process of finishing up chili, which I have another video of, but it is harvest season, so a lot of stuff is happening in the canning world for me right now. And so the recipe that I use is from National Center for Home Food Preservation. I just printed it out and put it on here, and we have loved this recipe. It reminds me of the pineapple that you find in fruit cocktail, you know, the canned fruit cocktail. So it doesn't have, it's not exactly like pineapple. It doesn't have the thready texture of that kind of pineapple. It still tastes like pineapple because zucchini, the nature of zucchini is to take on whatever flavor you're gonna put it with. And so the pineapple works really well in salads. You know, like I made that frog eye salad. I don't know what else with the encinita pepe or whatever that little pasta is. So I used that pineapple in that. I have not tried a whole lot of Jell-O. I haven't done a ton with it. My husband likes to eat it with canned peaches on cottage cheese. That's one of his favorite ways to eat it. So I like to have it on hand. I feel like it's got some nutritional value to it. So it does have sugar in it. I have not tried to make it sugar-free, and I don't know that I'm going to. I have found that we kind of like the sugar in the product. It just, in like our peaches and pears, it just tastes better with the sugar, and we have not been able to stop eating the sugar and the stuff. So, and I don't eat a lot of it anyway. My husband does. He's the one that I'm really catering to when I make this stuff, so I make it according to how he would like to eat it. So I'm gonna get started and show you my process. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is make sure that our zucchini is cleaned. So I cleaned this off really good. I'm gonna cut the ends off. And stick that in my chicken bin. Peel this thing. I've never seen green pineapple. Not that was any good. And this, I think, might be more aesthetic, but then again, when zucchini gets big like this, it's not really, that thin starts to get thick and tough. All right, so I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna cut it in half. And I'm doing it this way, which is kind of on the dangerous side, because things are moving. But it's so much easier to clean this stuff out in one long scoop. So there's a couple ways you can do this. You can shred it and make it kind of like, what is that? When you get pineapple and it's shredded pineapple kind of a thing. I like it diced. And so I am gonna cut this in half because these are exceptionally long. But I'm gonna make my dices probably fairly small. So here's a jar from last year, and I just kind of want to do it pretty similar to that. So it's not perfect, it's not, I don't think it's really meant to be. But I was watching somebody cut this stuff on somewhere, and they were cutting these into rounds and then cutting each into dices, and I don't understand that. To me, it's inefficient. And so I like to go lengthwise first and then cut them short. So I need 4 quarts of this, of the zucchini. And so I'm just gonna plug away at cutting this. I was not gonna do this today. I had a list of things I wanted to get canned today, and this was on my list, but man, I was tired after the chili. That chili was a lot. And my mom's friend, Lana, calls me up and says, "How do you do that pineapple?" And I'm like, oh, I gotta do a video. I'm gonna do a video on this, so thank you, Lana. Because of you, I am up here and doing this video. And I'm getting it done. It's one of those things on my list that has got to get done. So thank you for getting me motivated to do this. You guys, my recipe calls for 4 quarts. Half of that zucchini is 4 quarts. I'm sorry, half of that zucchini is 2 quarts. So just this one zucchini is going to be 1 full batch of this pineapple. My board is sliding all over the place, and one of the ways to get your board to quit sliding around so much is to dampen your towel. I don't think that's damp enough. So I'm just gonna add a little water to my towel here. See if I can get it to quit moving around so much. It kind of reminds me of the look of apple, green apples. Which I have heard you can do like an apple pie, a mock apple pie with this. I have not tried it yet, but I hear it's pretty amazing. All right, 1 zucchini. Oh, I have so many more. 1 zucchini is 4 quarts, you guys. Look at that, that's the other half. So this calls for 46-ounce can of unsweetened pineapple juice. I don't have that. What I do have is this 100% pineapple juice by Old Orchard, and this is a frozen concentrate, but it is unsweetened. There's no sugar. There's 12 fluid ounces in here, and then I add 3 of these, so that would be 4 times 12 is 48 ounces. So that's close. So if I just make this into juice, it's the same thing. It's 2 ounces more than a can. So I'm just going to make this just like I would if we were gonna make drinking juice and use that. So there's my pineapple juice, my Old Orchard, which it's not a can, but I don't know that that's really that big of a deal. I believe I used this kind last year too. I don't remember if I bought the cans or not, so I guess we shall find out. So I'm gonna add this. I'm gonna add 1.5 cups of bottled lemon juice. Okay, so I got bottled lemon juice. I'm going to use 1.5 cups, and I usually get mine from Costco because they're huge and they last me through a canning season. You get 2 of them. Okay, and I'm going to just add that to that. Ooh, look at that. I'll remember that next time. That's a beautiful thing. I'm going to add this to my zucchini over there, and I'm going to move you over there too, I think. So let me just move this stuff around. So this calls for 3 cups of sugar, and I just happen to have 3 cups of sugar in a quart-sized jar because that was what was left over. So I'm going to go ahead and pour that in there. I usually put them in gallon-sized jars, and I had this much left over in a 10-pound bag. So it just happened to be 3 cups. And then I'm going to pour in the lemon juice and the pineapple juice. And I'm going to let this cook and simmer for about 20 minutes on medium high. I'm going to turn it up because I want it to come to a boil pretty quick. If you see my chili video, you're going to see this very same scenario. Look, I still have tomato on my stove from the chili I made this morning. Ooh, it smells so good. So I'm going to bring this to a boil, and when this gets to a boil, I'm going to let it simmer for 20 minutes, and then I will come back and we'll talk about what we're going to do next. Okay, so I have myself simmering here. I just wanted you to see it's not like a full boil, it's a bubble, it's a simmer. So I've got my timer going. I have about 18 more minutes left, and I will be back to you after this is done. I have my second pot started, and I will be back. Okay, so this has about 1.5 minutes left, and I just want to show you what it looks like. It kind of has this translucent, ouch, that's hot, translucency. Here's one that is just starting. I don't know if you can see this, but this one is kind of translucent, has more of a pineapple look, and this is a little bit more opaque and has more of an apple look. For lack of, I mean, that's what it looks like to me, is apple. And this has about 1 minute left, and then we'll fill the jars. Here I'm going to be straining the pineapple from the juice and divvying out the chunks of pineapple into each individual jar, trying to make it as even as possible. Once I have all my jars filled with the pineapple, I will then top all the jars off with juice and get it to about a 1/2 inch head space. Once I have all the jars filled with pineapple and juice, I will take my debubbler, I'll make sure bubbles are removed, make sure pineapple is settled, and then I will cap them. I just have a wet paper towel, damp, a little too wet. And I'm just going to go around the edges and make sure that I get up any pieces of pineapple. I'm also checking, I'm using my Sense of Touch as I'm doing this and checking for chips in the glass. And then I've washed these. They do not need to be kept hot anymore. Ooh. And I'm just putting them on finger tight. Everything that I'm doing here has been cleaned. I run these through the dishwasher, so they're as sanitized as sanitized can get. I do not keep them hot. I don't understand why people keep them hot. And I don't know if that's an old school thing. And I don't heat up my lids the directions they have made them now, so you don't have to keep your lids hot. So I don't do that. But I do wash them with hot soapy water. So these are ready to go into the water bath canner. These have about 7 more minutes. So I'm gonna go get a water bath canner started and get these in there and see if I have enough room or if I need to wait for more. I'm not quite sure how many of these are gonna fit into there. So I will be right back. I'm gonna take you outside with me. Okay, so in here, and I kind of forgot, I've got chili still going. I got a second round of chili going. But in here, and the water's getting a little low, but it's almost done. You want to cover it with about 1 inch or 2 of water. You bring it to a boil. Then I set the timer for 20 minutes. 25 minutes is what I'm actually doing because of our altitude. And I turn the heat down just so it maintains a boil. And then as soon as that is done, I will come back and show you what to do next. Okay, I don't know how well you can see this. It's about 8:30. It's getting dark. It has been a long day of just canning. So there is my pineapple. There's half my chili done. Okay, I have spent my entire day canning today. So I got quite a few jars of chili done. I want to say, actually, I haven't even counted those yet. And I didn't count the pineapple either. Hopefully in the morning I'll get a picture, but I kind of want to get that pineapple posted today. So I'm going to go edit that and get that on the internet. Thank you, Lana, for calling me and asking me about that. That really kind of motivated me to get the pineapple done. Otherwise I never would have gotten that done today. So thank you for that. And thank you for joining me on this adventure of a fork in the loaf. Give it a try. Let me know what you think.